All right, good evening and welcome back again to our channel Prince It. Today remains the 22nd of October 2025, and this particular delivery this evening, I want us to draw some very vital takeaways and break down from Pastor Donald Obasi's speech just a couple of minutes ago that I dropped on this platform. The speech that he forwarded to the Grant community. Now, Pastor Donald delivered this speech that somehow caught the attention of the entire Grant community, and his message was clear. His message was bold and also filled with some measure of reassurance. Now, it was not just a speech the way I viewed it. It was a call for us every one of us to remain steadfast, to remain very much hopeful, and also focused on the collective goal in this grand ecosystem, which is the disbursement. Now, I will go through what he said, what it actually means, and I'm going to also profile some mild practical reflection on his message, which has to do with some constructive criticism. So I want you to take your time, listen to me to the very end, because I'll be bringing out some vital point from his words that are so vital to our consumption as we await the disbursement. Firstly, he mentioned on the purpose that brought everyone together in the grand ecosystem. He reminded everyone why they joined the Grant community in the first place, which he said that an objective brought us all here, to identify the truthful grant opportunities and to be able to access them. Now, the statement might sound a little bit simple, but I think it's too powerful to just glide across or just pass by it. I believe he was pointing everyone back to the foundation of the entire movement, where a lot of people joined the Grant community out of hope, hope for the financial freedom, for the empowerment, and also the transformation of lives. And over time, confusion, delays, and leadership misunderstandings had actually made a lot of people to lose sight of that original purpose. Now, by trying to restate that objective, Pastor Donald Obasi actually wanted to remind everyone that the reason that we all joined still stands. It was never about just personalities, nor about the fame or the rivalry that we see today. It was mainly about discovering the genuine grants and ensuring that subscribers, especially the ordinary people in this ecosystem, could benefit, from them. Then going forward, secondly, he mentioned the eagle analogy, which is to focus on the target. He used one of the most symbolic example I can pinpoint in his message, which is the eagle. And he outrightly explained that just as an eagle flies straight toward its target without distraction, the same principle applies to the current grand experience and journey. And in his words, the eagle, he mentioned that the eagle represents focus. It represents strength and determination. And the target of the eagle is disbursement. You understand? The target of the eagle is to go for its prey, is to go for its catch, which is actually the disbursement here, the long-awaited financial breakthrough under the Pioneer and the Sanctuary World programs. And according to him, that no matter the storms, no matter the noise or the distractions, the eagle, which actually symbolizes the new platform that he reared up and his own vision, keeps its eyes on one thing, which is the prey, and the prey here, which is the case of disbursement. Now, this analogy actually was meant to stir hope and stir up conviction among all the listeners who are awaiting disbursement. And he was indirectly saying that delays and oppositions do not mean failure. Now, rather, it's part of the process. And just as an eagle cannot be diverted by some smaller birds or side noises, genuine participant also of this scheme should not allow rumors or fake news or disappointments to shift their focus or goals in awaiting the disbursement expectations. Then thirdly, he talked about the truth, the transparency, and the reality in the system. In his bold accent and declaration, he said he has seen the reality, the truth, and the transparency in the system, which is for the benefit of all subscribers. And he emphasized that the structure behind the Pioneer and Sanctuary Wealth project is not fraudulent. Please just follow me. I'm trying to do justice to his message. I'm still going to pragmatically criticize some of the words and the statements that he uttered. Now, according to him, that after observing and experiencing things firsthand, he is convinced that there is genuine coordination, there is genuine planning that proves that the system is real in the first place. Then he went further to trash scam identity. What I mean is, he trashed anything called scam in the system. You understand? Which is stated clearly that both schemes, both the Pioneer and the UAAG, are not fraudulent, and they have been tested over time. Now, that is a statement that actually was aimed at rebuilding the confidence of the community members who had been doubting due to multiple rumors that have pervaded the system online. Now, he wanted to make it clear that he, as a leader and witness, he has seen credible signs that shows that the project is moving towards reality, and it's crime-free, and it's just so wonderful. And the understanding that the masses should have should be that of success, and it's going to be delivered. Now, we understood that after resigning from on the Joyce Lovely team, he has now erupted and reared up its own platform. You understand? He has created his own platform, which he said is driven by the Eagle vision, which is going straight for the target without distraction. And his new platform, as he rightly explained, stands for focus and also direct pursuit of the truth. And he used the Eagle logo there, which is a symbol of courage, clarity, and the distinction in the pursuit of excellence towards the delivery of the mandate, which is actually the disbursement to the masses. Now, a lot of people have wondered why he resigned. We've talked about this before. And although he didn't dwell on this internal disagreement right now, he said there was no disagreement with his boss, but he just needed to do that so that he can give way to those who are leadership hungry. You understand? And somehow speaking evil of his status. So we need to work independently, and without internal politics. Now, he seems to believe also that his resignation gave him a better view of what is truly going on within the larger system, which now under his own leadership, personal leadership, he intends to keep pushing until the disbursement becomes a reality for everyone that is involved. And he now, a lot of people have asked these questions at different times to me personally, and they want to know whether Ngozi Israel is real, whether Elibo is real, whether Joyce Lovely is real. They just wanted to know which name or which organ to rest their faith. Now, Pastor Donald actually did something that very few have done openly. Now, he called out specific names of leaders and coordinators that he believes are genuine. He mentioned Ngozi Israel. He called Madam Zita. He called Reverend Elibo. He himself is in the picture equally, and I think one other person like that he called out. This action actually shows that he wants to separate the real players from the noisemakers, according to him. And it was his own way of assuring the public that there are still trustworthy and committed leaders working tirelessly towards this course and behind the scenes. He has emphasized that those who constantly insult or accuse coordinators of being fraudulent or scamming the people while still being part of the same system are acting out of confusion. That you cannot, he made a parable like you cannot call something poison and still drink of it, and that was like the cream of the crop because it reflects the divided mindset in the community. A lot of beneficiaries who still expect payment from a system that they constantly call fake or that is not right. In his message, the message was clear that it's either you trust the process or you walk away, but don't destroy what you still hope to benefit from. I think that is just the summary of that particular parable. So then going forward, he also added some spiritual tone to it, which he emphasized on revelation and truth as the guiding principle of this project. He made it clear that everything happening, both the delays, the breakthroughs, that it has a divine connection. And according to him, his own personal involvement and leadership is being guided by revelation and not personal ambition. That's why he's able to talk the way he's talking concerning the project. He had a foresight, he has a revelation of what he's entering into, and he could say it confidently to everyone who join under his wing that this project are going to, without doubt, deliver. In his words, he said his mission is to ensure that people receive their monies, and this will surely come through and come to pass, which he tied the entire message to faith and equally patience. He reminded the listeners, everyone, that truth always prevails and that those who genuinely stand on the side of revelation would eventually celebrate. Finally, he talked about, he mentioned the federal government, that the federal government, the IMF, and the stakeholders are doing exceedingly well behind the scenes, and that part of the message was a kind of a call to calm the nerves and affirm that the higher authorities are actually aware and involved in ensuring that the disbursement succeeds. And he is indirectly also suggesting that the process has now reached a point where no one can stop it, and that the blessings would come at the same time for everyone, both for Pioneer and the UAAJ wing. And I think that should give some respite to a lot of listeners who have been worried about the selective or delayed disbursement. Overall, his tone was positive, and his tone was full of reassurance and also trust and calmness. He spoke as a man who has seen both sides, the confusion, both the confusion and the truth, and now understands that what lies ahead of us is actually his victory. He called for unity among the subscribers, respect for coordinators, and also faith in the process. And I think his choice of words reflects some maturity and vision also. He didn't sound defensive. He sounded a little bit determined, and by using the eagle analogy and referring to transparency, he reminded everyone that both focus, patience, and trust are key at this point. Now, listen to me. This is where it gets so interesting right now. I just want to profile a mild but practical criticism towards this course based on everything that he has said. Now, while Pastor Donald Sobasi's message was actually strong and equally inspiring, there are a few mild criticisms that is worth noting for balance and honesty's sake. Now, first is okay, just a little bit of time. I'll be back in a moment. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back right after this time out. All right, thank you very much and welcome back once again. This is Prince Seat. Now, his statement about seeing the reality and truth in the system. Yes, that could be comforting, but I think it lacks some concrete evidence for the general public. Note, I said the general public. You know why? A lot of people are tired of words. And what do they want? They want visible actions. They want official communication, confirmation, or timelines that they could hold their faith on. So while faith and revelation are good, I think more transparency about the stage of the process could strengthen confidence better than promise alone. That's what I feel. Now, secondly, he in his also dismissal of the concern of fraud or scams or whatever, I think he was a bit too absolute. Okay, let me explain what I mean by that. While it is true that not all projects are actually fraudulent or scams in nature, but past experiences in Nigeria have shown that even some well-structured systems can fall apart without accountability. So while trying to defend the project, it's also important to acknowledge that people's fears are valid due to past disappointments in this ecosystem, this very ecosystem. The fear of the people are very valid. Yeah. Then thirdly, this has to do with his faith, his own faith-based tone. Yes, that is quite uplifting for him to use revelation and also an ego, but that tone might not really appeal to everyone. Some members are not moved by revelation. I don't know what I'm saying. There are people who are not moved just by your personal revelation. They are moved by results. They want results. So balancing spiritual assurance with some factual progress reports, I think would create some stronger trust across both religious and non-religious followers than just your personal revelation alone. Yes, I think so strongly. Then lastly, the claim that the federal government and the IMF are deeply involved, it's a promising one. It's a promising one, and it's a good one in that matter, to show a sense of belonging and involvement in the matter. But again, without public official statements, that remains at best still a hopeful assertion, because a lot of beneficiaries would feel more comfortable if such involvement is backed by public evidence or some more confirmation from the wing of the government. So despite these mild criticisms coming from Prince's Seed Management, I think it's important to say that Pastor Obasi's tone, his leadership and renewed focus possibly might have reawakened some level of confidence in the grant community also at a time when a lot of people have given up. So finally, this is already getting too long now. Finally, the speech of Pastor Donald served as both a reassurance and a redirection. Yes, so we are simply reminded the community that the goal remains disbursement and not division, and the system is real and still functioning. Then that unity, truth, and patience are very much required in this ecosystem. His resignation was not rebellion, but repositioning himself for the mandate, and those who believe will soon rejoice together. The blessings, when it is released, will come at the same time for everyone. And his use of eagle as a symbol was also fitting, which represents clarity, strength, and the ability to soar above the storm. So now what remains is for all stakeholders and subscribers to stay united and be very vigilant. Hope is good, but it must also be backed by wisdom and continuous demand for transparency. So in finality and in simple terms, the eagle has taken flight, and the focus is set on the prey. As the eagle stares at nest and goes for the kill, and disbursement is the destination. So the journey may be long, but those who stay calm and believe in truth, I believe they will soon celebrate together, and I will be part of that story. as much as you would do. Thank you very much. This is Princess. In case this resonates deep with you, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell so you don't miss out on vital update. We will always love you and be on the side of the masses until that which we anticipate come right falling on our laps. We go nowhere. God bless you. Do have a good night rest and bye for now.